Hello, welcome back to Mark's House and Garden UK. This is what's known as a trommel. It's like a big electric sieve, and there's an interesting story behind this trommel which I'll tell you in a moment, but let me give you some background as to what I'm doing today. I'm in the process of converting this double garage behind me into luxury accommodation. There's going to be a bedroom, a bathroom, a music room, an office. There's going to be bifold doors on the front, and it's going to be clad in timber, so it looked like a log cabin in my garden. I've had to put some drains in, foul drains for the bathroom, because there's no toilet in there at the moment, so I'm going to have to put one in. Had to dig a trench all the way down the side of the garage, and that trench holds the foul drain pipe, which came to this inspection chamber here and then goes into my septic tank, which is here underneath these flags. I had to put 3 tons or 3-ton bags of gravel underneath the soil pipe, which means that I'm now left with 3-ton bags full of soil on my drive. What do I do with it? Well, the problem is it's full of rubble. If you have a look at this here, there are hundreds of years of history in my garden, and over the course of time, bits of gravel and rubble and bricks have been dumped in all kinds of places. So in amongst that soil is lots of this stuff. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing, because I need lots of rubble, because I've just bought a greenhouse and I'm going to put a concrete plate down and that's going to go underneath it. But I also need some soil, so this is going to be a win-win eventually, but it's going to take a lot of hard work, because I've got to find a way of sieving all the rubble out of that soil. That is where the trommel comes in. Now this trommel has turned out to be a brilliant piece of labour-saving equipment. I've used it several times in the garden. Now it's not a cheap piece of kit, and this one actually doesn't belong to me. It was lent to me by a friend of mine called Will Dean. Will is a cabinet maker. He makes brilliant furniture with wood, bedroom furniture, kitchen cupboards. And he's lent me this out of the kindness of his heart, and it's saving me a lot of time. By the way, I'll drop in some images of what Will does for a living. And if you want to have a look at his work, I'll put his socials in the description box below this video. And if you're in the Cheshire area and you want something like that making, give Will Dean a call. Right, what does this do? Well, it's like a great big cylinder, as you can see. And that cylinder is made up of a fine mesh and a cylinder of steel with holes in it. And when you turn it on, it rotates slowly, and you can adjust the incline so that it'll either work quicker or slower. And what you do basically, as I've already demonstrated, is you just put a spadeful of soil in that cylinder, and as it rotates, the fine tilth drops into your wheelbarrow, and the rubble, stones and bricks falls out of the other side. Now I have laid some old pond liner on the ground there so that I can capture that rubble, and I've also put some weed fabric on the ground over here so that I can collect a nice pile of fine sandy tilth, which I'll be able to mix into compost. Great topsoil, quite sandy, so will add to the structure and the volume and the drainage of my compost. Right, so that's today's work. It's about 3 tons. It's going to take me several hours, but the benefit at the end of the day is I will have my drive back and I'll be able to park my cars. Incidentally, if you want to see my videos on the garage conversion, I'll put some links in the description box below this one, especially the one where I install the foul drains, which have just been given approval by building regs. So if you want to know how to install foul drains for a garage conversion, or even for a property, have a look at that video. Now the nice thing about this trommel is you can position your wheelbarrow here, and as it rotates it drops the soil. I'll put it back on again and show you. It drops the soil into the empty wheelbarrow, so it's loading your wheelbarrow for you, as you can see. And at the same time, it's depositing all the rubble down here. Now, I was at the RHS show a few weeks ago and invested some of my retirement lump sum into a new greenhouse, which is going to be on a concrete plate in the middle of my lawn. So I'm going to need as much hardcore and rubble as I possibly can get hold of as a base underneath the concrete slab. And this is going to be just the job. So if a ton bag of concrete rubble costs about 50 quid, I'm getting paid by doing this. Okay, let's get on with the job. I'll show you some footage of my empty drive when I've done all this work today. And I hope you've enjoyed that. But there you go. Don't forget, have a look at Wildean stuff, the Trommel, check out my drainage videos, check out my garage conversion videos. And I'll see you in a moment when this job is finished.